You guys? It is your boy HamzaConnection coming at you live. Welcome to the Journey Podcast. Today, I just want to do like a rant about the medical system and about how some of the things are super annoying. Because these are the things that I really want to talk about. I just felt like I wanted to get this out there because I see, for instance, like my mom right now, she has high blood pressure and all of that stuff, and there's a lot of other sicknesses that she also has. Without going more into detail, and I like she can't speak Danish, so obviously every time she has to go to the doctor, I go to the doctor with her and then explain what the doctor tells her in Arabic. But basically, when I go to her with the doctor and stuff like that, I notice a trend. And the trend is that the doctor, he keeps on giving her medicine. He keeps on giving her medicine. Like, let's say she has a symptom here and there. She keeps getting medicine. She keeps getting another medicine and another medicine and another medicine. And basically, I see a trend here. She's never going to recover unless she makes dietary changes. Like basically, she changes up her diet, she changes up her lifestyle because that's the only way that she's gonna improve herself, that she's gonna not be sick. The high blood pressure. I'm not saying that she doesn't need the pill, but she doesn't only need the pill because if you could pop a pill and then keep on living the same bad lifestyle that has caused the sickness, and you can pop a pill that will actually help you to not get the high blood pressure and to not have the other things without any major side effects or without any other things, then everybody would do that. Then who cares? You would not focus on your health to that point. And this is the thing. This is the thing that you have to realize that your medicine will not cure you. There are some instances where medicine will cure you, but some of the things that we get, and most of the things that, like, I can't say most of the things because I don't know enough about it, but I think most of the things, and this is based on an assumption that might be completely wrong, but most of the sicknesses that we get in today's society is not the sicknesses that we got back then. Back then, it was more infections which can be treated by medicines. But this time, it's more dietary. It's more dietary sicknesses that we're getting. It's sicknesses that we get from having too much stress in our lives or having a bad, unhealthy lifestyle. And those things cannot be treated with only medicine. It cannot be treated with only medicine. Medicine helps on the symptom, but it doesn't solve the underlying cause. And this is the main point. Like, when you go to the doctor, I think at least, and I know this is like, it's a huge system. It's a huge system because obviously the doctors doesn't have any time to really delve into the patient. But I do believe that the doctor should delve into that patient, should go in to do these things, to ask. For instance, my mom would be, what are you eating on a daily basis when you wake up, when you do this? And then we will have noticed that, oh, she's eating unhealthy food that's gonna cause her high cholesterol. So maybe she doesn't need the low cholesterol type of food, but she maybe needs something else, or maybe she needs to get the good amount of cholesterol to control her blood pressure. So basically, those are some of the things that, like, I'm not a doctor, but I do know a little bit about it, but the doctor probably know way more. But with dietary changes, this is very important. It's very important that the doctor asks you, what do you eat? Do you sleep enough? Do you do this? Because, of course, let's say you don't sleep enough and then you get melatonin. Well, you get to sleep because it's easier to sleep. But then you become immune to melatonin. Your body stops producing it because you take an amount of melatonin from the outside. So the body is like, what the fuck? Why should I produce it? And now you are reliant on melatonin to sleep, and you won't be able to do that. And once you get sensitive to certain amount of dosage, then you will probably not, like, you will stop producing it, and you will need more melatonin because you're not producing it yourself. And this is the problem. Well, how about asking, what is it, the underlying causes that's causing you to not sleep? Is it because of stretch? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to do this? Do you need to have an eating routine before you go to sleep so you can sleep better? All of that stuff. Is it because you're drinking too much caffeine right before you go to bed? Like, all of these things, they need to be removed, because it doesn't make sense that you're drinking caffeine in late afternoon and then you can't sleep because of the caffeine consumption, or because you're eating some cake that does have caffeine in it and you didn't know that because you didn't read the label, and you're getting melatonin to treat that because you're battling with the caffeine thing, or whatever thing that you can do throughout your diet to mess up your sleep. Or you're not getting enough calories, so you're going in hungry and then, like, you can't sleep. Or you're getting too much sugar, so you're spiking your insulin and your energy levels are too high, so when you're going to sleep. It's like there's a lot of things that stop doing the things that harms you. It's not keep doing the things that harms you and let me give you a medicine that treats the symptom. I don't think that will help. And I threw out a bunch of should statements, which I shouldn't have done. That's another should statement. No, because those should statements would have not, it's not going to help, because this is how I view the lens. And I do understand to some degree that the doctors don't have time to go in to each patient and ask, how is your lifestyle? How is your thing? And all that stuff. But by investing the little time that they do have, that causes the patient to come back and keep on coming back, because you haven't solved the underlying problem. And then thus, because you try to save time doing this one patient or doing this day, you end up spending more time doing the year because the patient keeps coming back. But if you spend enough time on the one patient to solve their problems, then afterwards the patient would not come back to the doctor because you would solve the underlying problem. And those are some of the things. And this is assuming that the patient is not super lazy and not willing to implement the things that the doctor says. Because if the patient implements the things that the doctor says, then of course, obviously he will improve unless the doctor's assumptions is wrong. But still, solving the symptoms is not going to help solve the underlying cause. You have to go straight to the cause. And this is the main point I want to make here. This thing may not be the solution, but it brings awareness to the current thing that's not working, and suggest a solution, how to implement everything in that solution, how to change the medical system so that the doctors and the patient in the hospital does have more time for the patient so they can improve. The only thing I do suggest is, like, the way that medicine are taught, at least here in Denmark. I can't say it to all the countries, but basically doctors do know very, very much and spend a lot of time on medicine. But sometimes maybe the sicknesses that we get from this day and age is dietary sicknesses. So maybe the knowledge should be switched more to the dietary things instead of the other things. So maybe you don't go to the doctor, but you go to someone that can analyze your diet, or the doctor refers you to someone that can analyze your diet, instead of just giving you medicine, or at least providing the option to, you can take this pill and this is going to have this effect, or you can do this one, it's going to take longer, but it will solve the sickness. Because I think that, for instance, with my mom, especially with that case, is that she's not going to recover. She's not going to recover because she doesn't get the proper advice. Because if she just gets to, if the doctor only tells her, hey, pop this pill and this is going to help with your cholesterol, this is going to help with this is going to help with that, then that's not going to help. It's not going to help. I'm not saying that there's no place for medicine. Obviously, there is. But I'm saying that we're missing something here, at least in the Western society, and that is that we need to also look at the diet. We need to also look at the lifestyle. We need to also look at the fundamental things that causes these diseases. And that is my rant for today. And obviously, I'm gonna stress that I shouldn't have. It's not beneficial to come with a bunch of should statements. And I know that this doesn't provide the entire solution, but at least it provides a perspective that steers us into a more right solution and this is based on my understanding of the current system. I might be wrong and this might be flawed because I do not have a deep sense of the system. I don't have direct experience with being a doctor and all of that stuff. So all of these things are not medical advice, and you should basically, a disclaimer, you should consult your doctor before doing any of those things that I suggest. So that was it for this episode. Find the root cause. That is basically the main point. And this doesn't apply to only that. But you'll figure it out, and hopefully myself, I will figure it out and try and apply it. Hope you like this episode. Hit the like button if you agree. If you agree or if you disagree. I just want you to hit the like button and hit the sub button if you want to stay tuned for more.